I'm Jenn.
And I'm Mel.
Welcome to Chokeholds and Chill.
What is up, guys? It's Mallory here. Um, I I don't even know where to start, and I've been trying to figure out how to recap the role models grappling camp weekend because honestly, like it was just incredible, and I don't think that a podcast episode can do it justice or fully capture what the weekend felt like. Um, I went in so excited for the jiu-jitsu, obviously, and the people that we were learning from, and but it ended up being so much more than the jiu-jitsu and the seminars and the rounds. There was something just really cool about having women who've been doing this for decades alongside women who are newer to the sport. Um, I went to learn to train to roll with women I admire and to, come home with things for my own game. But I think what surprised me was how much of the weekend had nothing to do with a technique and everything to do with being surrounded by the women who love this sport as much as I do. And getting to know some of them both on and off the mats was just such a great experience. I really can't speak highly enough about it. But with that being said, I want to give a little bit of like kind of a recap, give you a little, sneak peek if you didn't get a chance to go to this camp, which 10 out of 10 recommend that you look into it and go next year if you can. It is such a good experience. I'm going to say that a million more times as I continue to speak. But so they say the day one is advertised as like the Friday, but there's kind of like a welcome thing at their gym on Thursday. And unfortunately, my flight didn't get in early enough where I could have gone to that. But I definitely want to make sure that next year I fly in time to be able to go to the class the Thursday night before things get started with the camp on Friday. So recommend that. But day one, the training didn't start until later in the day. So we had this opportunity there was round tables, um, where there was, a handful of women who were, chatting about different subjects, and um, they all had so much great stuff to share. But a couple that I want to highlight is Dr. Leslie Davis. She was a badass. She's a relationship therapist and she teaches self-defense. She's online as like Dr. Pressure. Her Instagram, I think, is Tiny Jiu Jitsu, maybe. She's the cutest, coolest person. I really enjoyed getting to chat with her, and I actually am planning on getting her on the podcast, so that's exciting. But she chatted about, self-silencing, like both in, our everyday life, but also on the mats. And um, I don't want to go too much into it here because this is some stuff that I want to talk to her about when we have her on the pod. So stay tuned for that. She, was really vulnerable with a big group of women, and she was just really relatable. And yeah, I really enjoyed what she had to share. One of my pals that I met this weekend, Amanda Coffey, she did a round table on tarot cards, and I also want to get her on the podcast because that round table definitely made me emotional. The tarot cards and tarot readings fascinate me, and I've had some really cool experiences with stuff like that. And this was another cool experience that I really appreciated Amanda um, doing that. So those are just a couple of the roundtables. Another one that I did or that I talked to was Haley. She does social media growth, like as athletes, and so she had a lot of good like recommendations and tips and tricks to help build your social media and your presence and get engagement. So she was just super awesome to talk to. And I actually have a little clip from her and what she has to share about her experience at camp. So, stay tuned for that coming up. After the round tables, there was a black belt panel. So, something that was just so incredible. Obviously, being in a room with like 200 something jujitsu women. Um, Not only that, but 19 of those women were black belts. And like if you're in the jujitsu community, you know that it's rare enough to be able to train with, one or two female black belts when you step into a room, let alone stepping into a room and that being the black belt presence. It was incredible. So they did a black belt panel. Not all 19 of them were there for the panel, but I think it was definitely 15 or more. But that was really freaking awesome. And, it was just people asking them questions and them, giving good advice. And it was really cool to get to chat with them. AJ Klingerman, who is the role model in charge, and she works her ass off to put this whole camp together. She did this workshop on training your game plans and working through plateaus, which was also just incredible. I love to compete, but I don't get to compete nearly as much as I would like just because of my location and limited pool of, competitors. Um, so it was really fun to get a little bit like jujitsu nerdy in her workshop. Um, and it's definitely something that I want to like implement moving forward, whether I'm competing or not, just to keep things fresh. And it's also a good way to get out of plateaus. And yeah, so I would love to have her back on again so that we could talk more about that, but also like again, I'm going to say it again, go to the camp. I hope she does another workshop like that next year because it was incredible. um so, anyways, moving on to Friday night, we had Danielle Guevara, who we have had on the podcast before. If you didn't listen to that episode, you definitely should. So, this was the first actual, like, official gi session of the camp. I loved Danielle's coaching style. She did a sequence, which was a pass to side control to north south, and then submissions from there. Um, like I said, I love her teaching style. I love working like through sequences and seeing different variations and spins that people do, and different ways that they teach. And got some just really, really great tips. And we worked paper cutter subs, which I want to say that one of the girls that I partnered with when we were doing paper cutters it was her very first day of jujitsu. She was there because her daughter was at the next gen camp. They also do a camp for girls. Um, and she was there because her daughter was training. And what a freaking experience to have for your very first like jujitsu experience. Like it was crazy. But anyways, learning a paper cutter choke on day one, little intimidating, but I just applaud her and give her so much credit. Um, because man, that's just so awesome. But anyways, what I liked about, Danny's teaching style is like she had a clear progression, everything was connected. We weren't just learning isolated techniques. I just love when the seminar feels like you're getting kind of like a roadmap instead of just like separate techniques that, you don't necessarily tie together. And then be like, oh, good luck applying. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, so that was great. I loved being able to meet her in person and learn from her. Saturday was where we got a little bit deeper in the morning. They do a session that's called Rise for a Role Model. And I am purposely going to keep this intentionally vague because it was very personal and empowering, and it made me reflect. I'm sure it made a lot of people reflect. Um, being in a room and, being vulnerable, and not feeling so alone and knowing that other people have like shared your experiences and have felt what you feel, and it just being a really safe space to do that. Um, I don't want to spoil this experience because I genuinely feel like people should go through it themselves. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail because it's just one of those things where the experience itself is the point. But I feel like it was just so powerful to see women supporting each other, seeing people rise up for each other. And it was different from, you know, and like anything I was expecting going to a jujitsu camp. Like I said, I went to this camp obviously wanting to learn jujitsu from and train with women, but I didn't realize I was gonna, spend part of the weekend thinking about, who I am inside and outside of jujitsu and, just building that community. And yeah, anyways, that was just it was powerful and probably my favorite part of camp. So shout out to AJ for, facilitating that powerful experience for so many women. Um, let's see, what else? Um, we did I think that I skipped we did a yoga session with Dr. Megan Timler, who you'll also hear a little clip from later this episode. She is a physical therapist. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't a yoga session. It was a like functional stretching, mobility for jujitsu, and I needed it. It was an early morning session, and of course, like you don't want to get out of bed, but you're so glad that you did. So that was great. That was before the Rise for the Role Model thing, I think. I don't know. I'm honestly like the whole weekend was so great and it all just blurred together in the best way. So I'm probably out of order here. But I can say confidently that Saturday was Risser did a no-gi seminar on octopus guard. And I loved it because I don't play octopus guard. I don't really know a ton from octopus guard. And it was really fun to learn something different and also be like, "Oh, like this is something I can definitely put in my game." And I look forward to bringing it back to my gym and, practicing it and teaching some of my friends and gatekeeping what I don't want to teach to my friends. No, I'm just kidding. But all the more reason to go to these camps. But yeah, I loved Risser's teaching style. She's so fun. She specifically only referred to her limbs as tentacles while teaching octopus guard, and that made me happy. So yeah, later on that day we had another gi session with Beatrice Jenn, and she's also been on the pod before, and she worked a lot of stuff from De La Hiva. And that was really cool as well. And like being taught at such a high level, like by such high level practitioners is just such a great experience and such an honor. Um, and I feel like, as somebody that like teaches a fundamentals class and I'm at a purple belt. I'm in my, purple belt purgatory, whatever. I feel like I'm at a point in my journey where it's, I'm not just appreciating how somebody teaches or like what somebody teaches, but how they conceptualize it. And I really enjoyed her take and her class. So she's the Berimbolo, and I got one of her little plushies. It's so cute. I love it. One of my nieces, when I got home, they saw it and I was like, "Not for you. It's for me." Um, but anyway, so that was great. We also had her on the pod. I was so sad that I wasn't able to be a part of that interview. Jen got to talk to her, so it was really exciting when I got to meet her in person. Um, so next Saturday night, they did a fun like dance party themed 70s night. I'm pitching right now. I'm putting it out there. AJ Risser, I think a pajama party would be really fun next year, and I think that you would probably have 100% participation. Just throwing it out there. But that was super fun because people did like there was like a lip sync battle and people dressed up, and that was just it was a fun way to again just be in the community. not necessarily doing jujitsu and like doing technique, but just having fun and getting to know each other. I had so many just awesome conversations. Sunday, oh my gosh, Sunday. There was something titled Death by Rachel. So Rachel Cassius did the seminar on Sunday. But before her Nogi session, she did a class called Death by Rachel, and it was honestly a very accurate name. It was exhausting. We worked hard. It was high intensity. It was high pace. It was a cool atmosphere with everybody suffering together, and everybody's exhausted, and then after that, then the whole seminar, and you're all nasty and sweaty, and it was fun. At one point, I was definitely like questioning my life choice to go to the Death by Rachel session, but I'm so glad that I did, and I'm definitely taking home some of those things and gonna make some of my classes do it. Um, but yeah, I guess it's just something special about, however many women that went to that class. Definitely like, I don't know, 100, who knows? But something special about that many women collectively bonding together over, shared misery. No, I'm just kidding. It was really fun. But yeah, so all in all, I again cannot say enough what an awesome, awesome weekend it was. I learned a ton of jujitsu. I was reminded how much I love the women's jujitsu community, and I left feeling inspired. The biggest thing is that there's so many different ways to be a woman in jiu-jitsu. You can be brand new, you can be a black belt, you can compete, coach, teach, make content, build community, or just show up because you love getting on the mats. Um, Being in a room with so many women doing all of those different things, and it was just incredibly inspiring. So obviously I came home with a notebook full of notes with techniques to try and reflections on the weekend. And I came home just feeling really lucky to be a part of this community. Um, so, if you have ever thought about going to a role models camp, I cannot recommend it enough. Obviously, you're going to go for some great jujitsu, but you'll be so happy that you went for everything else that happens when you put a bunch of women who love this sport in the same room. Um, so, Anyways, I hope that the rest of this episode leaves you feeling even more, motivated and excited to come and join this experience. Um, I think that it speaks volumes when I say that Sunday was the last day of camp. That Sunday, there were over 60 signups already for people that plan to return next year. And there were people there that have been there for years and years in a row, people that have been there from the very start. Um, it was just it's so cool. So that was, a few weeks ago that there was already over 60 women signed up on the first day they were able to sign up. So you can only imagine how many people are signed up now. So this is your sign. Go sign up. We have a special discount code for you. It's choke50. We will link that in our bios and sign up. Come meet us. We can't wait to chat with you and meet you and train with you and roll with you. And yeah, cheers. We're coming to you live from a safety meeting in the parking lot.
With an unopened coffee mug that I'm balancing in Mallory's windshield right now.
I love how this has become like a whole thing for
Against
this
you.
gym where like every woman that comes in is like got to bring their empty or their uncovered coffee mug, not a travel mug. I just think that it's insane that people actually drive like that. One of my best friends, Mick, when she started seeing me post stuff about that, now she sends me pictures of her open coffee mug in the morning, and I'm like, what is this?
So I guess the question is, Mallory, what's wrong with you?
I don't drink coffee, I guess is what's wrong with me.
It is. That's maybe what it is. Because a travel mug ruins coffee.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. But anyways, I'm
Welcome
excited
back.
I'm excited to train today.
Yeah, me too.
I
Well, I'm not
literally,
really
yeah,
training still. I'm fucking broken again, you guys. Hey, surprise, surprise.
yeah. So I haven't trained since the role model camp.
Oh my
I
God.
took the week
I'm so
after
jealous of
camp
that.
off, and then I had the travel issues,
Yeah.
and I just got home a few days ago. So I haven't trained since role model camp, and I'll let you fill people in because you couldn't
I
go.
couldn't go, you guys. I still am like, my whole entire life is in limbo right now. My dog is a medical specimen.
A cute medical
Yeah,
specimen.
he's got a malformation of his trachea. So he needs an unprecedented surgery that the veterinary school has never seen before. Neither has any of the vets that they're consulting. And so we're trying to get this figured out.
He has to have like a special like stent or something
Hmm.
like created.
Yeah, because part of his trachea is like a V shape, like the Star Trek symbol.
Uh-huh.
Part of it is like oval, flattened oval, and part of it is round as it
That
should
is
be. Yeah.
crazy.
So this stent needs to fit all shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, his cartilage is attacking him and it's collapsing on itself through his whole
Poor
body, you guys.
buddy.
So I didn't get
Oh.
to do jujitsu. And then,
And then
ironically, I broke my shoulder the same day. So,
so
but the
yeah,
shoulder doesn't hurt. So we good. I'm almost done with that healing.
it's been a shit show for everybody.
God, yes.
Um
It's Mallory's purple belt. I'm blaming her. You need to
it's
promote.
the purple
Get out
belt
of the purple belt.
plateau. No, but honestly, like I mean, we talk about like plateaus and shit all the time, and
Definitely.
like how I feel like every belt level has one.
Brown belt has like 17, and I
Yeah.
love them though.
But I feel like this camp, like not that I was in a plateau, maybe I was a little bit, I don't know, but I
I
feel
think
like
you were.
this camp just like rejuvenated my just love for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever stopped like loving
No,
it,
but
but
you
like
seemed so pumped until the
just
Boston airport.
until the Boston airport. That's a story for another
It's
day.
another day.
People may have heard it on Instagram,
Yeah, that's all they get.
but no, it was just like so cool and empowering to be in a room with like fucking 200 something
Damn.
with 19 black belts
I'm
there.
so jealous.
Like
19
19
female
female black belts.
belts.
And then literally there were people there ranging from, not even exaggerating, day one.
Yes.
I partnered with a girl on day one. Her daughter trains, and she brought her daughter to the camp because
Yeah.
they have the next gen.
Okay.
So they have a girls camp that goes on at the same time as the women's camp.
That's cool.
And so it was one of the moms, and I could tell we were doing chokes. We were doing like a
Yay,
mean,
first day
we were
chokes.
doing mean, not just chokes, paper cutter chokes.
Oh yeah,
okay?
first day chokes. God, those are
so
fun.
I asked
I
her
hate
like when we
those.
started, I'm like have you trained before? She's like, this is actually like my first day. And I was like,
I love
okay.
that.
I was like, I'm not gonna choke you, but I would like for you to choke me.
That's good.
And she
Yeah.
was so sweet, and like I was just so impressed with how she dove in, and like that being your first ever jiu-jitsu experience, how fucking
Lucky.
cool.
How lucky.
But yeah, so there were, every freaking level from day one to, 25 years.
So
It was
awesome.
it was incredible. So I was really sad that you couldn't make it.
Me too.
But
I was living
yeah.
vicariously through everybody's posts and stories. So that was cool that we got to interview some of the people because I was
Yeah.
able to follow along with multiple ladies.
Yeah, so I wish that I got to talk to more people, but honestly,
Mhm.
like there was one night where they had a like little dance party, like 70s themed dance
yeah.
party, and people were like dressed up and shit and did like lip syncing competition. It was really, really fun. And so I brought my mics that night and totally intended to like chat with people, and people were down to chat.
Yeah.
And then it was just like so present and like having
Yes.
great conversations, and the mics didn't come out as
Yeah.
like as much as I had wanted, but I'm so like it was just such a great experience chatting with all these people.
Yeah.
Like what a community of like all of my favorite types of people.
Yes.
We got the neurodivergents, the
Best.
queers,
Woo!
the jiu-jitsu grapplers,
all rolled into one.
all just like the best fucking crew.
That's so great. That's so
um,
great.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh. Well, with the mat chats things too, I
Mhm.
love the fact that like like we haven't been super active on social media right now because we're literally being so present with the experiences in our lives that it's like more important, I think, to live those moments and then talk about it later instead of like capture exactly what's going on in real time and take away from that. I know the intent was to have like all these great interviews and all of this stuff, but this is the third camp experience that we've had with trying to interview campers, and it does get a little kind of hard, hairy because they want to until it's the moment, and then they're kind of living that moment and they don't want to stop. So but that's great, and I think that's super cool because then we can talk about that part too. It's we had the best time. Present.
So I can't wait for next year. It's the same weekend every year.
Yeah, they just announced dates,
and I already registered. So
I need to.
They announced registration like the last day of camp.
Yeah,
and literally on that day there was already over 60 women registered.
If you listen to their most recent podcast, it's still Beauty and the Gi. They said over 90 were registered at that point. So ladies, let's go.
So literally like on day one that registration was open, there was already over 60. That's how many repeat campers.
Yes.
So, and how cool, like, so Danielle Guevara that we talked to, she's been to, I think they said 11 or 12 out of the 13 camps.
So wild.
She went to her first camp there as a white belt.
And
she was an instructor this year.
Yes.
So that was fucking cool as hell. But yeah, I wish that you were there. But I still like felt like I had a bunch of friends there anyways. So.
Yeah, I figured that because just kind of like getting the vibe from AJ and everybody else that we spoke to, and like seeing the hype coming up to it and past campers' testimonies and stuff, I was like, oh, she's gonna be fine. Because first I was so nervous to say like I can't go.
No, AJ and Risser are so awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, Risser's no-gi seminar I think was probably my favorite because we did octopus guard, which I guess is like her game.
That's so cool.
That she's really developed a lot. I think when I think they said when AJ had an injury and was like training a little differently, Risser really like fine-tuned her octopus guard. And so she did her seminar on that, and I'm not an octopus guard.
Call it what you want, lady.
I am not an octopus guard person. But like now I want to be.
Well, you can be.
And I'm really excited to I need to review all of my footage from the camp so I can share some of it. I'm gonna keep some weapons for myself.
You don't put all this time and energy in to like give it all away. That's my take on it.
Yep.
You should go to the camps if you want to get it all. Like I'll share one or two things, but that's it.
Yeah. And then the one other thing that I know you'll love next year, because I think Rachel's back again next year. Rachel Cassius.
Okay.
She just gave Jenn vibes.
Yes.
Like
I need to meet her.
Badass bitch. Like no bullshit. She did 2 of the classes. One was like drill to win, or no, AJ did the drill to win one.
That's good.
Because Adele,
she couldn't
come. She had something come up and couldn't come. So Rachel took her seminar on the last day, and she also did what they call a Death by Rachel camp. And they were
this is where I would be like,
they were not exaggerating. It was literally just an hour of like hard drilling, whether it was like, doing shots across the mat, shrimps, rolls, all like your basic warm-ups at like high intensity and speed, and then partner drills and sprawls and all of the shit.
That's how I run a class.
It literally, I was like, this is Jenn's style.
That's why they don't let me teach.
It was so your style. I was literally like, like we're doing shit in lines and stuff. So there was like a little bit of like rest time, but nope.
Not much.
If you guys are on the sidelines, make sure you're doing high knees. Make sure you're doing this body
Okay,
squats.
that's Katie style there.
Whatever. So it gave Jenn and Katie vibes for sure.
Definitely.
But you would have loved it. Rachel was awesome, and they were all just fucking great. I had the best time.
I'm so happy.
And I got a really cute little plush from Beatrice.
Did you? Okay, I was going to ask if you bought it.
I did buy one. I'll have to post a picture of it with this episode.
It's the Baron what does she
The
call them?
Berimbolo.
The Berimbolo.
And it's like a little acai bowl with a bear, the bear plush that comes out. My niece saw it, and I was like, no, it's mine. I'm like, I did not get that for a child. That is an adult's plush.
I almost was like, please go shopping for me. But then I was like, Jen, you're paying for a dog's surgery.
But anyways.
I wanted to share a little bit about my camp experience. My name is Haley Griffiths, and I'm a purple belt. And this role model camp was my first role models camp. And it was particularly special for me because I had not trained for months. Sometimes life happens, and it had just been months, and I built it up to this really big thing in my head that it was going to be really hard to get back on the mats, and role model camp just was something I had booked before I took a pause in jiu-jitsu, and it ended up being phenomenal timing. This was the momentum that I needed, the reminder that I needed for how much I love jiu-jitsu, how much I love the people who are in jiu-jitsu. So many people repeated some version of jiu-jitsu is always there for you when I told them that it had been months that I had taken a break, and just this concept that you can take a break, but so long as it's a break and you're not leaving and eventually you're coming back, like jiu-jitsu will always be there. And I love that. One of my favorite things about jiu-jitsu is just the people and the encouragement in this community. But role model camp was phenomenal. I learned so much. I was so motivated. I met so many incredible people, and I already booked my ticket for next year. That's how excited I am. This was for sure a highlight of my year, for sure. So can't wait to be back next year.
My name is Amulia Enkem. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, training at Rough Hands.
Amazing. How long you been training?
About 5 years.
Beautiful. Pick a number 1 through 10.
13.
1 through 10. 13. It's fine. I do have a 13. Okay. This is a good one. How has jiu-jitsu changed who you are off the mats? This is a deep one.
This is a deep one.
Mm-hmm. See, the 1 through 10, those were kind of the easier ones.
Yeah.
And then I was going to give you a deeper one.
Wait, let me go with the 1 through 10
Okay,
first,
1 through 10.
That's too hard for me right now.
All right,
I just
1
woke
through 10,
up.
That's fine. Good. Naps are so good.
They
Okay,
really are.
1 through 10.
Okay, let's go with 3.
3, okay. If your jiu-jitsu game had a theme song, what would it be?
Probably Gooey by Glass Animals.
Oh, I love that.
I love Glass Animals, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So then 13, do you want to go back to that?
We can go back to 13.
Okay, how has jiu-jitsu changed you off the mats?
Well, I told you this earlier before, but I grew up with some physical abuse in my house, and now that no longer happens because they know I know too much shit.
Yes, nobody will fuck with you now.
So no one will fuck with me now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a A+ for me.
Hell yeah.
So I no longer get beat up.
Yeah, well, I think that's just empowering to know that you can defend yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, you're a strong, badass, independent woman.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Why not?
I love that. Well, thanks for answering some of my questions.
Of course.
My name's Ari. I've been training for 4.5 years. I'm a blue belt. I live right outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. Is this your first role models camp?
This is my second time here.
Nice.
Yeah,
So you
it's
must
fun.
obviously love it.
I do.
If you've been coming a couple years
Yeah,
back.
really awesome community.
That is, I mean, dude, this is my first year here, and I'm just like
Beautiful people.
obsessed. Yeah, seriously. Let me pull up my notes because I have questions. So pick a number 1 through 10 to start.
7.
7. Okay, what 7's a popular one. Okay, what is your post-training or post-competition guilty pleasure meal?
Ooh, guilty. Well, I don't feel like food is guilty. I don't feel
Good
guilty
for you.
about food.
Okay,
in
what's your
general.
go-to friggin'
Ice cream. I always get, it's
Hell
like
yes.
right before I'll get like a new and exciting flavor of ice cream because
Yeah.
I really like ice cream. And so it's like lose or win, no matter what, I get to try an exciting flavor of ice cream when I get home.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's
So-
ice. I'm such an ice cream. I can't keep it in the house.
I love
I'll
ice
eat it
cream.
all the
Yeah.
time. All the time. All right, pick a number 11 through 20.
17.
Okay. Who do you feel like has had the biggest impact on your jiu-jitsu journey?
Oh, who has been? I would say my friend Julia.
Mm-hmm.
She is a purple belt. She is now in Virginia, but she was someone who, when I was a spazzy and confused white belt, she was very kind. She was a blue belt at the time, and she was competitive and very strong and really awesome. But she was able to do a really good balance of um, being like kind and loving as I was very confused, you know. She really took me under her wing. And when I started getting better, when I would get something on her, she would celebrate it. Like she didn't have like ego about it. You know, she was like joyful about it. And then we would work together to be like, okay, well, you've been able to pass my guard this way, so this is what I'm going to do. So we ended up having like a drill. Like I would go to her house at like 6:00 in the morning before work, and we would like work together. And so, yeah.
Shout out to Julia.
Yeah, shout out to Julia.
No, I love that though, because so my co-host is like my Julia, I think. Like, cause she was like a belt ahead of me, and now we've been like promoted together. So she's a brown belt now. And I got my purple belt at the same time, and like she kind of took me under her wing a little bit. So I think everybody should have a Julia and a Jenn.
And a Jenn. Absolutely. Like, you need somebody to be encouraging. You need somebody to like push you the right amount.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I love that. Absolutely. Any other hot takes you want to share?
Ooh, I'll share a story that
I love
to me
stories.
Recently.
Yes, please.
So turns out I have an anaphylactic allergy to wasps.
Oh shit!
And I didn't know this, right?
Shit.
And I found out because initially, like I got stung. It was a bit of a delayed reaction. I made a terrible, terrible, grave error of driving myself to the emergency room.
Oh my god!
Don't do that. Do not do that, because my throat felt fine when I left my house. Long story short, as I was pulling into the hospital parking lot, I started to feel like, oh, okay, I can't swallow, and now my tongue feels really big. And as I was finding a spot, I could feel the like stars and sparks, like I was being choked.
Oh,
and here's
my
the thing:
gosh!
most people in that situation, panic.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, oh, this feels like a really tight choke. The bell is me being inside of this hospital. So let me like lock my car door. I somehow in this state was calm enough that I like grabbed my sweater and my ID and my insurance card.
Holy shit.
And walked into the hospital with like, okay, I'm going to keep my heart rate down. I'm going to survive. Like I was feeling the like lightheartedness. My blood pressure was like sinking.
Holy crap.
But I made it into the ER and I made it to the nurse's station. And that's when I was like almost passing out from lack of oxygen. Yeah. But I really feel like if I didn't have that training, I would have passed out in the parking lot.
Holy
And then it would have been a lot worse. So I made it to the nurses. Like I made it to the bell.
Yeah.
And nobody ever told me that I should, train jiu-jitsu in case I had an anaphylactic attack.
I was going to say, wow, I love this story. I hate that it happened to you, but one of the questions that I always ask people is like, how has jiu-jitsu, what has it given you outside of the gym or off of the mat?
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example.
Literally saved my life.
Oh my god.
By in terms of staying calm in uncomfortable, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I know I'm about to pass out, but I can keep putting one foot in front of the other and I can get to there.
Amazing.
I felt like it was there's 10 seconds left on the clock and I'm going to just make it to the end of this round.
Yeah.
And I
I'm not ready to tap out yet. I'm going to get there.
Exactly. There was no tapping out. I was tapping myself out.
I'm so glad that you made it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
This was really fun.
Cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Hi, I'm Ashley Salmonson. I travel frequently as a travel bilingual speech-language pathologist and train and teach jiu-jitsu everywhere I go. This year was my first year at Role Model Grappling Women's Only Camp, and I loved seeing so many women on the mat. I enjoyed training with more women as I've never been on a mat with over 100 women training at once and sharing their passion for jiu-jitsu. I made new friends and enjoyed the opportunity to teach and empower the 18 to 14-year-old next-gen girls. Being one of 19 black belt women on the mat was also awesome. Definitely a camp I'd attend again and encourage other women to attend.
No, if you just can introduce yourself, where you're from, and then tell me about your business, because that's fucking cool.
Okay. My name is Cassie Like. I have been a little bit of my backstory. I spent 8 years in the Army with one tour overseas, and that's kind of how I started my firearms journey. But it was all the big guns, the M16s. I was a 249 machine gunner for my platoon. So I didn't really get the small arms side of it, the handgun side of it, until I came back. I became an instructor certified through the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. I've been a police officer for 12 years.
Damn.
So I started teaching, alpha males, right?
Yeah.
And so that was a very baptism by fire in the instructing world. But then one of my best friends, he's an Army Ranger. He owns a gun range in Fowler, and he sat me down one day and he's like, you need to open your own business that specializes in women's firearms. Like, you're a really good instructor, and you need to corner this market. So I started my business, which is Spartan Response Training. Started it in 22, and it's been awesome. It's been so fun.
So cool.
So I specialize in basics. I can teach a little bit more of the like running and gunning stuff, but I love the basics because there's not like a real heavy female presence in the firearms world.
Yeah.
And I want that space of like, we can be goofballs, we can be safe, but I don't want it to be intimidating like it was when I started.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's such an important thing.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you for your service.
I appreciate
it. That, I have fucking women in badass positions. So, how long have you been training jiu-jitsu then?
I've been training for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I got my blue belt in October.
Congrats.
So still feel like a little baby blue belt.
Yep.
I train at Logansport Jiu-Jitsu under Joel Blanton.
Okay.
And I love it. It's been such an amazing transition from my old gym. Just the culture's so much better. I am the only woman right now.
Okay.
But
you're used to that?
Yes.
In your background and
Yep.
everything? Sounds
Absolutely.
like you're used to that.
Yeah.
That is so awesome, though. Well, I hope that you get more women in your gym,
Yeah.
and I hope your business continues to thrive.
We'll see. We're getting one at a time here.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, first, can you introduce yourself, where you're from, how long you've been training?
I'm Heather Williams. I'm from the Atlanta area in Georgia, and this year will be 12 years.
Amazing. Have you ever had times where I'm going off the cuff here, but like 12 years, have you ever had times you just like want to quit or give up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I go through a slump at almost every belt at some point.
Yeah.
But it comes right back. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. All right, pick a number 1 through 10.
7.
7's my lucky number. What's your post-training guilty pleasure meal?
Oh, gosh.
Or like post-comp, or like hard-ass day of jiu-jitsu. Guilty pleasure meal.
Oh, gosh. Is cake for dinner the worst answer?
No. I think that's a wonderful answer.
Yes, that's probably one of them.
Chocolate, vanilla.
See, I'm a kind of a yellow cake with fudge icing girl.
I support that. I support that wholeheartedly. All right, 11 through 20.
20.
All right. What does community mean to you, and how has this camp reflected that?
Oh my gosh. Community is probably the biggest reason why I keep training. And this is the best opportunity to build it for us across the country. So just the opportunity to connect with so many women of different schools and different styles and different ranks, and hopefully build bonds with folks that we can keep as we keep training and move forward. So it's just the coolest opportunity to do that. It's
so cool how like little this community is, but how like widespread and big it is at the same time. So this has been so fun. How many years have you been coming to camp?
This is my first one.
Me too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. So it's like one of my favorite jiu-jitsu experiences.
Yeah,
so
it's really great so far.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much.
My name is Cal Elliott, and I'm from outside of Indy.
Awesome.
Here, native.
You're a native, and you train at Role
I
Model.
train at Role Model.
Awesome.
AJ's a fantastic coach, and she creates such a cool environment. It's like nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, just being here for 2 days is like I've never been in an environment like this in jiu-jitsu.
It's fantastic.
So pick a number 1 through 10.
2.
All right. What is your favorite submission?
I love, right now I'm really on, since I'm a white belt, I just learned how to use my lapel.
Hell yeah. It's a new world.
It's a whole new world.
Breaks out in song.
Yes. I really liked doing, it's like a bow and arrow, but with my lapel.
Fun.
Yeah,
that's so fun. One more. Okay. Pick a number 11 through 20.
19.
Oh, I like it. If someone listening is scared to walk into their first class, what would you tell them?
So the lady I work with, Megan, she owns the tattoo shop that I'm a part of, and she had been asking me for about a year and a half, hey, maybe just come try it. And I was like, no, I'm not a fighter. I have no aggressive bone in my body. And one day I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go try a class.
Heck yeah.
And I was like, oh no. So I would say, honestly, like, as someone that's newer, take that leap, because you never know what community, what things you'll learn about yourself, or what you're going to stumble into. It's always good.
Just might change your life.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. It's been fun getting to know you this weekend.
My name is Crystal. I am from Central Massachusetts, Worcester County. Been training about 4.5 years.
Nice. Okay. Pick a number 1 through 10.
13.
You're
No,
the second.
I know.
You're the second person to say that exact thing, though. It's so funny.
7.
Okay, 7. What is your post-training guilty pleasure meal, or like post-comp?
I have a greasy hamburger with bacon and cheese, usually.
Same. After every competition, big ass burger and cold beer.
A lot of greasy food.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well earned.
Yeah.
Well earned.
Absolutely.
All right. Pick a number 11 through 20.
I guess I'll do 13 now.
Okay. How has jiu-jitsu changed who you are off the mat?
I think it actually helps a lot with my profession. I work in the veterinarian field, so
nice.
It helps me kind of recenter myself after I get out of work, but also helps me deal with stressful situations to stop and think before I actually have to proceed with taking care of the animals during work.
Right.
But after work, it definitely makes me a lot calmer.
Yeah.
And I have a lot more patience with my young child.
Yeah, that's important. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, my name is Meg Timler. I live in Gainesville, Florida, and I have been going to Role Models Camp for 6 years now. I like to say that role models basically saved my jiu-jitsu. About 3 years into my jiu-jitsu journey, I decided to leave the gym that I had started training at. It's the only gym I really ever knew at the time, and I had to leave for various reasons, but at the time I kind of thought it was just, jiu-jitsu was just not for me. I was kind of leaving with the thought that I may never train again. But knowing that I had role models to look forward to, knowing that I had my role models girls to support me, knowing that I had I knew that there were other gyms out there like AJ's gym and Rachel's gym, and that actually had really good communities and good cultures. I knew that existed out there, and that kept my hopes up in being able to stick with it, find my own amazing gym here in town, and so yeah, I like to say that role models basically like kept me going and kept me training. I think if I hadn't had my role models girls and looking forward to the camp, I don't know that I would still be training today. So I love those girls, and I love AJ and Risser for just putting on amazing camp every year. And yeah, it'll always hold a real dear place in my heart.
I want to give a special shout out to AJ Klingerman and her wife, Risser. They put in so much work, and obviously as well as everybody else that put in work to the weekend. And they kept saying over and over, they work on this camp for 54 weeks out of the year, and I can see it. I can see it because, man, like, they put on such a great event, such a great camp. And yeah, I just adore them. I adore them so much, and I'm so grateful that I was able to be there. So shout out to AJ and Risser and all of the people that coached, all of the people that were there. Just what an incredible experience. Also, shout out to AJ's mom who let me use her shower after the last seminar before I had to go and catch my plane because I had to check out of my room prior to the Death by Rachel and the seminar. And AJ's mom let me borrow her hotel shower room. So she's an MVP, so I didn't have to go on the plane smelling like ass. So cheers to that. Thanks for listening to this episode of Chokeholds and Chill. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and register for next year's Role Model Grappling Camp. It's already for sale, and there's already a ton of badass bitches going.
It's gonna sell out.
Like, just don't miss it. It was the best experience. So, anyways, okay, love you guys. Bye.
Deuces. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram at chokeholdsandchillpod or shoot us a message at chokeholdsandchillpod@gmail.com.